By the time we get to the end of Joshua chapter 19, other than the tribe of Levi, and they were a little bit different than the other tribes, there's only one person who has not received their land in the promised land, and that one person is Joshua, their leader. He was last. And I wonder if Joshua would have been tempted to wonder if it was really going to happen for him. At least if he was thinking about the Israelites around him, because at this point in Joshua's life, other than Caleb, everyone that Joshua grew up with has died. And so it would be less likely that anyone would, think of their buddy Joshua because, all of his buddies were buried in the desert along the way. And then, of course, he knows the Israelites. He's been leading them for a while. He knows their tendency to forget about God, to forget about the things that God had said, and to forget about the people around them and just kind of do whatever they wanted. And so as all the Israelites are getting their land and it's all filling up and everybody's happy and content and moving into their new places, as Joshua is there left all by himself, he may have been tempted to believe that, nobody's going to remember me. And I don't know if anybody else did. But nobody needed to. Because God remembered. God remembered Joshua. Remember, Joshua was casting lots in the presence of the Lord at the tent of meeting, and so God was overseeing all of these things. And Joshua had every reason to feel confident as land was being given away and given away and given away and moved into and divvied up and divvied up and divvied up, that God was going to remember him. And God was going to provide what was needed for him. It reminds me of a verse in Psalm 145 where it says that God opens his hand and satisfies the desires of every living thing. There's a section in Matthew where Jesus shows just how easily he can open his hand and provide what is needed. Somebody was asking Jesus about paying taxes, if Jesus was going to pay taxes to the government, and Jesus, being a good citizen, wanted to pay taxes. But the way he got the tax money was really, really interesting. He commanded Peter to go down by the water and said, "Peter, there's going to be a fish that comes to the water. The fish is going to open its mouth, and there's going to be a coin inside the mouth. Take that coin and use that to pay the tax for both you and me." And so Jesus could use a fish to produce whatever he wanted to meet the needs that needed to be met for his life, for Peter's life, for anybody's life. But of course, your life needs so much more than just a coin. And you might sometimes be tempted to wonder if you're really going to get everything that you need. But don't wonder anymore. Remember, there was a day when Jesus opened his hand. And there were nail marks in it. There were wounds from him loving you and providing for you and caring for you and making sure that God always would do those things forever. Forever. Jesus sees you. He knows your needs. He won't fail to meet them. Rest well tonight, my friends.